Welcome, everyone, to the Energy Advisors Podcast. I'm your host, Rex, that energy guy. On our podcast, what we talk about is energy, everything energy, sources, conservation, increasing power, decreasing, the technologies, policy, trends, etc. So that's what we do here. And before we get started on today's topic, which I'm really excited about, today's topic is understanding the basics of bidirectional charging for EVs, because your EV can be actually used for much more than an EV if you have the right type. So today, before we get rolling, I want to thank our partners over at Valor Solar. You know, our show emanates from Colorado, and so does Valor. They serve the states of Colorado, Utah, Idaho, Nevada, and Arizona. So if you live in those states, they're our coveted partner for that. They are fantastic, and I can't say enough about them because it's all about integrity. There are a few steps if you're going to evaluate solar for your home. There's an educational step, an analysis step, a implementation, and a maintenance. And I can't recommend anybody that does a better job than our friends at Valor. So if you'd like to get connected with them, it's really simple. Go to the Energy Advisors website, energyadvisors.today. Fill out the form and we'll get you connected with them. If you live in a state or an area of the world where they do not cover yet, well, then fill out the form and we'll get you in touch with upcoming and new partners as they're added to the podcast network. All right. So let's talk about this bidirectional charging. And this is what's taking place in the marketplace and how you can benefit from this as an EV owner, a potential EV owner, or someone looking into the future to understand the technology so they can make some good, educated decisions. So let's define it first. Bidirectional charging systems are essentially EVs that have the electrical capacity, geez Louise, I can't talk today, the electrical capacity to charge the vehicle, but then also use the vehicle battery as a storage system or power supply for your home or office building. So that's what it is. It's bidirectional. You can get your vehicle charged with your electricity and then provide power. Well, that sounds good when you say it fast, but it's not quite that simple because this is a newer technology in bidirectional charging, and there are a limited number of companies. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but there are 5 different types of bidirectional. And so you can't just say, oh, everything fits, because it's not a one-size-fits-all type solution. So let's talk about the 5 different types of bidirectional. So they all have these little acronyms. It's V, it starts out V, and then the number 2, and then whatever the storage recipient or type system is. So the first one is vehicle to home, so V2H. With V2H, it's also known as V2B, vehicle to building. And this functionality allows your car to serve as a backup generator during a power outage. A fully charged EV on the short side will be enough power to run your home or business for just a couple days, or depending on the size of the battery, like the F-150 Lightning, you may be able to provide home to your building or structure for maybe 7 to 10 days. Again, it's all dependent on that. So you need to understand when you're looking at a vehicle, and EVs are just giant batteries connected to 4 wheels. You want to check out the capacity of that battery. Now, with smart charging technology, you can use a V2H technology to lower your energy bill by charging your EV during off-peak hours and then powering your home when prices are higher. Now, in most states, we've all gone to these smart meters, which smart meters are smart for the utility company and not so smart for us because they get to charge us more money. Here in Colorado, with Excel Energy, just my example partner here with Energy, from 1 to 3 p.m., they charge double, and from 3 to 7 p.m., they charge triple. So if I was going to use a V2H or V2B vehicle, I would basically charge during off-peak hours, so before 1 o'clock and after 7 o'clock. And then I can power my home when those prices are high between 1 and 7. So that's a V2H. Now, the next type, depending on the controller, is a V2G. A vehicle with a V2G charging capacity can send electricity back to the utility network, just as what we already do with solar systems where you have net metering. So basically, the excess power will help stabilize the grid. If you have net metering, you get paid for that electricity that you provide, and you are basically pushing your excess power from your storage device back onto the grid. All right. The next one is what they call V2L, or vehicle to load. And this is a real basic type of bidirectional charging. Typically, it's all you need is an adapter from your car, and the controller will allow you to power things like power tools, home appliances, other standalone devices. So this is the basic level technology of bidirectional. So you're out camping and you want to run your radio, or your power your RV, or you're out on a construction site and want to run your power tools, you can use V2L. Okay, then the fourth type is vehicle to vehicle, or V2V. And this is simply just the concept of being able to power another EV. So it's similar to a set of jumper cables where maybe your other EV or a friend's EV is out of juice and you're sharing or jumping your friend's vehicle with the power from your vehicle. So that's V2V. Okay. And then this is where it's all heading, is vehicle to everything, which is a comprehensive system where it encompasses all the other four. So that basically allows you to have a controller that you can put it back into your home, back up onto the grid, to power specific devices, or jump other vehicles with it. So those are the 5 different types of bidirectional charging. Now, when you're out shopping and taking a look at this or planning, I always talk about this. I get on my big soapbox about everybody needs an energy plan because the world is crazy out there. And the more control you have over your power, the better. You need to understand what type of bidirectional charging they have, because just like everything in life, not everything is created equal. The one with the most advanced charging technology is the Ford F-150 Lightning. Love the vehicle. Then you also have from Genesis, they have bidirectional. Hyundai has 2 different models, the Ionix 5 and Onyx 6. Kia has 2 models, the EV6 and the Kia Niro. Mitsubishi has its first offering with the Mitsubishi Outlander. Nissan Leaf, which was one of the also leaders in this, and they're probably one of the more advanced. And then Volkswagen with their ID4 has this capability too. Now, the good news is this is a trend. Everybody's got to be competitive. It's like anything else. If your product doesn't compete, the most amount of advancements in taking place for batteries is in the EV space, because everybody is trying to expand and extend that travel distance, their range. You want to get to 300, 500, whatever it happens to be. So those auto manufacturers are really putting in the investments to increase those capabilities. Well, it's a byproduct. If you have solar, wind on your house, and you are generating your own electricity, and you have the interest of being able to have a good backup system, or maybe even being off the grid, you can use your EV as a large storage system. And in fact, some of these are getting in capacities where it would replace some technologies like a Tesla wall, because these batteries on these vehicles are much bigger and more efficient. So it's supposed to become a standard. They're all investing in it. Tesla says by 2024, they'll be fully operational. That was in an earlier press release. They're now saying 2025. So any new Tesla that comes along, it'll be bidirectional. GM has also announced that for all of their EV models coming onto the marketplace, they will be bidirectional by the end of 25. BMW, Volvo, Porsche are testing those functionalities right now. Everybody is jumping into it. So you're going to see this as a base feature. You're going to see it as something that is marketed out there as an advantage for the EV. But I want you to look at it in a broader perspective. I want you to understand that this is a giant battery that you can drive back and forth to work, go to the grocery store, out to the park, but it's also your storage system. So anyway, I hope this was helpful for us today. Don't forget, stop by the website, energyadvisors.today. There's lots of information out there. Most all the episodes we publish, transcripts of those now in 2024. And we also have supporting information for that, links to articles and what have you. So thanks for listening in today. Glad to have you with us. Keep us in mind. We are releasing a couple different episodes a week. We've got new and exciting partners coming on. There's an endless supply of topics about this. Energy is a very, very important thing to take in mind because things are getting crazy. The grid is being stressed. Independence is very important. And you really should be protecting yourself and also protecting your pocketbook. So until next time, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe on your platforms. If you don't like the platform you're listening on, we're available at nearly all podcast hosting services, of course, on YouTube, and certainly to be adding 2 more video platforms coming up. So until next time, as I say every time, thanks and make it a great day.